Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Valerie Lohman, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back to my channel and joining us for another video. So today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different than my normal fun, fluffy things. I wanted to spend today talking about being burned out as a human being, as an artist, as anyone. We have a visitor. This is Billy. You gonna help me with my vlog? Yeah? All right. You're escaping. As I was saying, these last few days, or week and a half really, have been about me getting my groove back, if you will. It's been a really busy pilot season for me, which is great. Like, let me start off by saying, like, I'm so grateful. I love being busy. I love what I do so much. But I have been really busy. 2 weekends ago, I traveled up north for a film shoot. I drove like 9 hours one way. And I've just been having auditions every day. There was a point earlier this month that I was taking 3 classes a week in LA, and I commute on average about an hour and a half one way, depending on how the traffic is. So it's been a lot. I've been really busy, and that doesn't account for making videos and going to recording sessions and doing more auditions and self-tapes at home and voiceover auditions and just other work-related things. And I'm so grateful that my entire life is encapsulated by being a creative person. But sometimes things can get very busy and things can get very overwhelming, which I have learned many times. I feel like this lesson has come back to me a few times throughout my life. And because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I don't really allow myself to give excuses. I really push myself so that I'm great at every audition. I'm prepared for every recording session, because at the end of the day, no one cares that I drive a million hours to get anywhere. That's all. It's what I do. It's my problem, and I don't want to complain or make an excuse for poor work. So I really strive and really push myself to always put out my A game. And that's where a lot of the pressure comes in, is what I put on myself, which, if you are subscribed to me, that's actually why I wasn't making videos for a couple weeks, because I got really busy. And unfortunately, the one thing I do have control over is the content that I put out. And I wanted to put out really good content. And if I don't have time to make good content, I'm not going to put out something like half made. So that was that excuse. And if you are a creative person, more than anything, you know that if you are not spending every single day creating or hustling or working or putting out your art, your business does not run. I completely rely on what I do. So if I am not out there hustling and working my butt off, then it's the day of no opportunities, and I don't ever like that. However, there comes a point that you can feel yourself reaching burnout, which is what I was feeling about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And I felt that feeling before, and I did not want to deal with it, and I did not want it to happen, because I've been in such a role, and I did not want to feel that feeling of burning out where everything is a chore and nothing is fun and things like that. I hate that feeling. I love feeling inspired and excited to go to work and excited to do what I love. So I hate feeling burned out. So when that happens, I wanted to talk about how to breathe and relax and get back to yourself and share what I do when I'm reaching that point. And more than anything, I wanted to share the tips and tricks that I have been starting to implement so that I don't get to that point. Because I think that as a creative person, it's important to live in a sustained way, that you are sustaining your energy and sustaining what you love. So we're going to talk about that. So my first tip is literally just to stop. If you can, take the week off or take the weekend off and just be. I had to do this last weekend. I got very lucky that a family vacation timed out perfectly, and I was able to spend the last couple days at a pool in Vegas, where I literally took a nap and read a book and sunbathed for hours. and ate French fries and drank lots of water and just kind of existed. I didn't think about any work stuff. I really didn't answer too many emails. I think I put out, that's a lie. I put out like 1 or 2 voiceover auditions while I was there, but I really focused on recharging. And if you don't have a couple days to do this, then give yourself a couple hours. Cancel one thing. I'm sure that if you cancel the social thing you wanted to go to, your friends are going to understand that you need some time to recuperate, because I know how overwhelming it can be to want to have a great work life and have a great social life and just have a full life. But sometimes you have to stop and just exist and be. I think that's really important. And not think about anything and just read something for fun or watch something for fun. So if you can do that, or even if you can stop work early, if you're a freelancer and you like to work till like 11 or 12, which I do a lot at night, I'm talking, then give yourself a cutoff of 5 p.m. The workday is done. Go do other things. Enjoy your life. Take a walk. Something else. Number 2 is to get back to your health basics. This can be very tricky, especially if you're like me and you drive a lot. I eat pretty healthy and I like to get 8 hours of sleep, but when I'm especially busy, I have been known to survive off of stopping at the gas station and getting 4 Kind bars and eating those throughout the day. It just does not work. It works for a couple days and then it's just like, no, it doesn't work anymore. And I know it can be hard when you're really busy to plan and to remember to eat healthy, but I can promise you that if you are eating healthy and you're drinking enough water, which is very important, that you're going to have the amount of energy you need to keep going and to not run out of energy and then just be depleted beyond repair. And I'm serious about the water. Or green tea if you're feeling like you really need that caffeine. Because while in high school, I was kind of a caffeine addict. I was known to, when I'd get off of school and I'd drive to auditions, to have like somewhere throughout the day of like 3 to 4 Dr. Peppers, Diet Dr. Peppers in a day. And it would get to the point where I started to get like really jittery. And that's when I cut caffeine. And I really don't drink soda at all. I take the occasional sip for the flavor, but I don't drink soda for that reason. So if you can wean yourself off it, I highly recommend it. And please drink more water. Carry water with you. Drink it all the time because it's so good for you. And please sleep. I need 8 hours of sleep or I'd become a mess. I just know that from personal experience. So just remember to schedule in sleep, because that's really bad for you to not get the right amount of sleep. 3, if you are a full-time creative, please don't forget to give yourself a break and to schedule yourself breaks. Right now I'm reading the book called The Power of Full Engagement. I'm going to link it down below in the description box. And one thing that I've taken away from it so far is that as human beings, we're supposed to take a break between every like 90 minutes to 2 hours. And that break can be getting a snack or taking a little nap or going on a walk, just something to kind of take you away from whatever you're doing and give yourself that mental break, because it allows you to come back so much more energized and so much more recharged and able to really kind of journey back into whatever task you're doing. You're probably going to start hearing some dogs barking right now, so the mailman's coming, so just bear with me here. Number 4 is to get back to your why. Now, this is really important for me as a creative person, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. When I'm feeling really burned out, I like to go back to what inspires me. Why do you create? What film and TV shows do you love? What inspires you? What kind of stories do you want to tell? I've spent a lot of the last week and a half really just like watching my favorite TV shows and watching my favorite movies and just thinking about the types of stuff that I love to do and just kind of daydreaming. And honestly, that has made me come back so much more reinvigorated and just so much happier. And hopefully something like that works for you too. Maybe it's reading your favorite book. Maybe it's going to a gallery that you love. Maybe it's just being in nature, something like that. Just find your why, find why you do this, find why you're passionate about it. Remind yourself of that. Because, hey, I mean, if we're not doing anything with passion, then why is it even worth doing? And number 5, if the burnout is really bad, don't be afraid to step away for a long period of time. Sometimes you have to step away from something to remind yourself of why you love it and why you want to do it. One of my favorite examples of this is the film by Hayao Miyazaki, Kiki's Delivery Service. If you haven't seen the movie, it's about a young witch who is amazing at flying on her broom, and she basically makes her living delivering packages and doing all sorts of errands via flight. But somewhere in the middle of the movie, she kind of loses her confidence and kind of falls out of love with flying, and then she loses her power to do it. And then she spends the next half of the movie hanging out in a cabin in the woods with an artist who just kind of teaches her about how sometimes inspiration and art and creativity, you can't hold on to it so tightly and force it to come all the time. Sometimes you just have to let it come back to you and re-inspire you and really find your love for it again. And I think that that's a really excellent thing to teach children in a cartoon film. I remember seeing that film really young and just being, I mean, I didn't realize that's what it was about then, but I remember carrying it with me now as a creative person. If you haven't seen the film, I definitely recommend it. Give it a watch, and it's a great lesson in burnout and creativity and being inspired. So point is, if you need to back off from what you love, do it. Life isn't a race. Life is a journey for each and every one of us. Every single one of us has a different path, and every single one of us deserves to live a life that's led by passion and led by love and led by creativity. And if you're not feeling creative or in love with something anymore, take a step back, because if you really love it and if it's really meant for you, that inspiration is going to come back. But let yourself have that time to relax, because what good is something if you used to love it and now you despise it because it's so tiresome now? That's no fun. That's no fun for anyone. And your art and your stories and your opinions and your truths are important to this world. So don't let burnout be the thing that silences your art. Well, I hope this helped. I know it helped for me because I loved getting to write out and remind myself of what I need to do when I'm feeling this way. And let me know in the comments below what you do when you're feeling burned out or stressed out or anything like that. I'd really love if the comment section of this video can be kind of a dialogue and we can all learn from each other, because goodness knows I could always use some new tips. So I hope you guys leave me comments below and let me know. Thank you guys so much for joining me once more for another video. I am going to be making these weekly again because I am re-inspired. So huzzah. Alright guys, I'll see you next week for another video, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a magic-filled, wonderful day.